Young Washington was directed by Jon Erwin and is sort of a biopic about one of the founding fathers of the United States. It chronicles his life primarily in the 1750s and his rise as a military commander. I don't know why no one has made a story about George Washington in his early years like this. It seems like a great story to tell. What led our first president to become the man we all legendarily know him to be? This film is distributed by Angel Studios, the same studio who released Sound of Freedom a few years ago. I reviewed several of their movies on my channel, including Bonhoeffer and The Senior. With Young Washington, they're going for an epic production here. This has a star-studded cast, including Kelsey Grammer, Mary Louise Parker, and Ben Kingsley. The sets were nice to look at times, and there are some really good recreations of battles with the French that encompass most of the second half of the movie. If anyone who saw the Michael Jackson biopic from earlier this year and had issues with how soft it was on him, but say that they like this film, are living some kind of weird double standard. If you thought Michael was light, Young Washington is even lighter with this material. This picture is designed to make you feel good and patriotic, and that's fine. But aside from us knowing who the man is that we are following, there is no rooting interest within the confines of the story itself that make us want to root for him. He is basically written as a Mary Sue archetype. He is brash, ambitious, and won't settle for his low standing in the community despite it basically being preordained due to his lineage. This all sounds good on paper, but to begin with, I think the actor who plays Washington is miscast. It isn't a bad performance, it just comes off as weird when we have this literal babyface guy, young and handsome, charming people left and right one minute, but then trying to be grizzled and a cunning strategist another minute. And the actor who plays him doesn't have that kind of diversity, or at least isn't given the proper way to have that organically work with the plot. He has a love story in the film with Sally Fairfax. The relationship starts when he sneaks into a formal dinner party and she catches him. There is some nice and fun banter between the two as he is charming her and trying to get into the good graces of one of the officers at this party, played by Kelsey Grammer. There's even times where they go horseback riding and share some sweet moments, but then it is dropped completely with no reasoning except I guess George wanted to focus on his career as a military strategist. There are several instances of that in this picture, where we see the seeds of a relationship being planted, but the movie seems to just forget them. The only one that sticks around for a somewhat lengthy amount of time is the one he has with his half-brother, but even that one ends about midway through the movie without any kind of proper closure to their relationship. He just gets a letter about him, then we move on with the rest of the story. What I'm saying is that all of the relationships are half-cooked at best in this film. I've always had major problems with Hollywood biopics that are completely surface level, such as A Complete Unknown or Maestro, where they don't have the guts to show the darker aspects of a person, and unfortunately the same applies with this movie. I don't necessarily want to see one of our founding fathers portrayed negatively, but by the end of the film, when he is literally running out into a battlefield all by himself and just gunning down Frenchmen left and right, I ask the film to please let me know if it is deep-throating too much and let me know when it's going to come. I will give the film credit for at least showing him being defeated and have to have a potential lesson learning that his skills as a strategist were not there yet. But it lasts for maybe 15 minutes, and then we're back to him just being this perfect leader again. There is no organic complexity to how these events mesh together. Near the end of the film, he is sick and apparently has dysentery, but like 5 minutes later, he is riding his horse with no issue, and his makeup miraculously looks normal again, like he wasn't sick ever at all. And this isn't because days passed in the film in between and he got better. I mean, he was sick in the morning, and by that afternoon, he's telling his soldiers to stand and fight and going back for his unaccounted men. The other biggest thing with this film is its blatant use of AI for some of the sequences, if not all of them. There are so many times where I could tell that AI was being used in place of real sets and actions. I could see the hard work being done by all of the people on set with the nice looking decor, authentic looking battlefields, and so much more artistry. Why would you waste so much talent only to use AI in certain dramatic shots like when young Washington is riding a horse, or a sequence where he is stuck on an island in a river? The usage of AI is so obvious at these points, I couldn't unsee it, and I feel that insults the likely hundreds of people who worked on the sets of this film. The supporting cast are legends in this industry, but all of them seem to ring in their performances in this film. If you look at some of Kingsley's other epic work from Gandhi or Schindler's List, there is no equal amount of passion from him in this film. I know Kingsley has also done movies like Blood Rain, but I don't talk about that. Same with Kelsey Grammer. I love him as Beast in X-Men and in films like Down Periscope, but he is reining it in here as well. It just seems like every character in this, not actor, character, knew they were writing history and all just seemed to take a backseat to watch this legend rise up without much in the way of roadblocks, or at least not ones he couldn't climb over in like 30 seconds. Kelsey Grammer pops up at the end of the film during the traditional Angel Studios paid-for QR code garbage that I've complained about for years now, and talks about how the studio is starting a revolution and to support this film for America's 250th anniversary. And with all of our help, we can make it number one. I mean, if you think you can do better than Minions and Monsters, then I'll just say good luck to you because I just personally don't see that happening. I know this film will cater to a specific group of people, especially people who just want a light and fluffy blanket of a biopic and want to feel close to our first president. And I say please have a good time with this film and I hope you enjoy it. But for everyone else, I can't recommend this movie. Historians are going to hate it, cinephiles will find too many loopholes, not to mention the AI usage, and I think casual viewers will find it kind of boring, but who knows? Maybe this will be a success for them, but I think it's wasted potential for a story that deserves more love, care, and epic feeling than the run of the mill conveyor belt film we got here. I give Young Washington 1.5 stars. Odd cast for the lead, events just being brushed past, and not to mention that everyone just acted like they were stage performing for this epic biopic. It all came off as phony, but to anyone who enjoys this, you do you, bro. Happy 250th birthday, America. And that is my review. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Here's links to my other videos. Follow me on social media if you like. And until next time, I am Ghost.